Hey everyone. Today we're diving into the extraordinary life of Marvel's Agamotto, the original Sorcerer Supreme. And later in the video, I'll break down how Marvel Snap translates his legendary abilities from the comics into gameplay. Now let's jump in. According to legend, Agamotto emerged from a single tear of Ashtur, the benevolent elder goddess of Earth. But why did she weep? It wasn't sorrow, it was awe. Moved by the unyielding joy of a blind boy who saw beauty beyond sight, she shed a tear. And from that divine moment, Agamotto was born. A mortal, but not a human. His destiny was unlike any other. From the moment he could speak, Agamotto questioned everything. Why did the stars shine? How did magic weave itself into the fabric of existence? His mother, Ashtur, delighted in his insatiable curiosity, answering every question with patience and wisdom. But knowledge was never enough. He didn't just want answers, he wanted understanding. Then, one day, Ashtur left. She ventured beyond Earth to explore the boundless cosmos, leaving Agamotto to forge his own path. And yet, he could not accept her absence. So he did what any seeker of truth would do. He searched. Sitting beneath the shade of an ancient acacia tree, where he and his mother once spoke for hours, he reached deep into his mind. What had she been trying to teach him? What clues had she left behind? In that moment of profound introspection, something shifted. A spark ignited within him, illuminating a path no one had walked before. This was the birth of the first form of magic, the Arcanum ego. With each revelation, Agamotto's understanding of magic deepened. The more he searched for Ashtur, the more he discovered himself. He embarked on what would later be known as the Lapis Pass, a path of mystical enlightenment that led to the materialization of something extraordinary, the Eye of Agamotto. But instead of revealing his mother's location, the eye granted him expanded vision, forcing him to confront a painful truth. Perhaps Ashtur never intended for him to follow. Perhaps she had always known he would have to find his own way. And so, rather than chasing shadows, he chose to master the power he had discovered. For 7 years, he wandered the world, seeking wisdom from his aunt, Gaia. From her, he learned the secrets of ecocentric magic, or the Arcanum ego. With this newfound power, he discovered another artifact, the Orb of Agamotto, or the Eye of Prescience. And yet, Ashtur remained nowhere to be found. Then came the revelation. Sitting once again beneath the acacia tree, he laughed. Time and space were illusions. Ashtur had never been lost. He had. In that moment of surrender, the Eye of Truth was born, unlocking the mysteries that had always been just beyond his grasp. And with this final lesson, he was no longer just a seeker of magic. He was its master. His knowledge didn't stop at artifacts. He was also the architect of the Book of the Vishanti, a tome containing the most sacred and powerful magical knowledge ever recorded. His influence stretched far beyond the confines of Earth, reaching into dimensions even he had yet to fully understand. With unparalleled power at his command, Agamotto became Earth's first line of defense against supernatural threats. He stood against ancient evils, Dormammu, a horde-infected Celestial the Fallen, and more, alongside beings of immense strength. Together, they formed the Stone Age Avengers, a force unlike any the world had ever seen. For most, death is an end, but for Agamotto, it was simply another transformation. As he transcended his mortal form, he ascended to a higher state of being, joining his mother Ashtur and the ancient being Hoggoth to form the Vishanti, an eternal triumvirate of wisdom, power, and protection. Even now, his legacy endures. Every time Doctor Strange calls upon the Eye of Agamotto, every time a sorcerer invokes his name, his presence lingers. Because Agamotto was never just a sorcerer. He was, and always will be, the guiding light of magic itself. So the next time you hear of Doctor Strange peering through the Eye of Agamotto, remember, the power he wields was born from the mind of a seeker, the heart of a son, and the soul of a being who once sat beneath an acacia tree, searching for something greater. In Marvel Snap his ability, Game start, shuffle 4 ancient arcana into your deck. Certainly nods to Agamotto's deep roots in mystical lore and his connection to ancient magical knowledge. It reflects his role in the comics as both a guardian and a creator of potent artifacts. The inclusion of ancient arcana fits his association with timeless occult wisdom, echoing the mysterious and arcane nature of his magical powers. However, Agamotto isn't merely a curator of ancient secrets. He's the visionary behind signature artifacts like the Multiple Eyes of Agamotto and the Book of the Vishanti, which lie at the heart of his comic identity. Yet, the current ability doesn't highlight this crucial aspect of his legacy. Now, let's talk about those arcanas. The Images of Icon is a spell invoked by calling upon Icon and can manifest in 2 distinct ways. On one hand, it acts as an illusion spell, casting deceptive visions. On the other, it functions as the image projection spell. The Bolts of Balthak is a spell that calls upon the formidable powers of Balthak, summoning offensive electrical discharges. The Whirling Winds of Watum is a spell that channels the power of Watum, conjuring potent mystical air currents. These swirling winds are not merely gusts, they are a dynamic force, a tempest that can both shield and strike. Temporal manipulation is, well, I haven't found such a spell in the comics. Thank you for taking this epic journey with me. Who do you want me to cover next? Let me know in the comments. Until next time, embrace the mystery and let the magic guide you.